Good afternoon, everybody. I have an echo. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's not on. Good afternoon.
I've got.
Oh, I think it's working now. Okay, thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. This committee of the whole meeting is called to order at 4:01. Council would like to acknowledge the Ucluelethat on whose traditional territories the District of Ucluelet operates. Audience members and delegates are advised that this proceeding is being video recorded and broadcast on YouTube and Zoom, which may store data on foreign servers. Are there any late items? Seeing none, since we have 10 presentations today from local community groups, I move that Section 18.3 of the Council Procedure Bylaw be suspended for the duration of this Committee of the Whole meeting to allow 10 delegations at this meeting rather than 2. Do I have a seconder?
I'll second.
Councillor Hoare seconds. Any further discussion? All in favour? None opposed? That carries. So may I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Councillor Anderson.
Second.
Councillor Kennington. All in favour? None opposed? That carries. We have 10 local community group representatives who have confirmed that they will be presenting. Each group will have 5 minutes to present. Maybe a little bit more for Chris. And members of council may ask questions at the end of each presentation. And we will have an option at the end of the meeting for anyone who isn't on the list to present as well. All right, 4.1.1, a representative from Clayoquot Biosphere Trust and West Coast Nest is now invited to present their update. That would be Nicole. And there you are, right at the back there. I didn't see you sneak in. Abby, can you check that the mic is on?
Well, cool setting up. I just wanted to apologize for not being there in person. I'm doing the best I can and glad to be able to join on Zoom.
Thanks, Councillor Mafty. We noticed that you were not the driver.
Test. Yeah, Nicole. It's all yours.
Good? Yeah, just rolling in.
Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you so much for having me. Can you hear me okay? I'm too tall.
I don't have that problem.
All right. Okay, can you guys hear me okay if I can do that? Yeah. Okay, thanks. So yeah, I'm here today to present an update from our team at the Clayoquot Biosphere Trust. My name's Nicole Gerbrandt. I'm the Director of Education with the West Coast Nest program of Clayoquot Biosphere Trust. So yeah, I'll just roll with a few updates from our team. We're grateful for the ongoing participation of the directors appointed by the District of Ucluelet to the Clayoquot Biosphere Trust Board. Sarah Evelina is the primary director and Tony Buston is the alternate director, and they're both very active on our board. CBT Spring Grants and Education Awards have now closed, and we've received a record number of applications. We expect to announce decisions in May or June, depending on the funding stream. And last year, we had 119 grants for a total of more than $950,000. Other things, so I just rolled in from a day-long regional forum which was held at Tinwis today, coordinated and hosted by CBT. The forum brings together and supports First Nations, local governments, organizations, and businesses and individuals involved in environmental research, stewardship, restoration, and sustainable development in the region. This was the second forum so far. So the first one was hosted this past fall. Both have been well attended. This one had over 40 people. I think, couldn't quite tell how many were online, maybe another 10 or 20 people online from local nations, district governments, local science and restoration organizations, tourism bodies, chambers, Parks Canada, as well as many, many organizations conducting research and conservation initiatives. This is a great opportunity for everyone to touch base on what's been happening in the region during that time and build connections, network, and also collaborate on future initiatives. With the Biosphere Center design work complete, we're looking forward to celebrating a funding milestone on May 17th at the office with community and partners from 1 till 3. So we hope you will all join us at the current CBT office that afternoon. Rebecca's going to send out an invite shortly, so you can see that coming into your inbox. And yeah, we're super excited. And if you're looking for something else to do up that way, the morning of the 17th, Ness is co-sponsored by CBT and Tourism Tofino. We're hosting a board governance workshop. Also very exciting. 9:30 to 12. Oh, Mary, saw your ticket come in. $25. 9:30 to 12 at the Tofino Community Hall. Michael Blatchford from Vancouver. He's a partner with Miller Thompson. He's going to talk about the regulatory difference between charities and nonprofits, role of members versus directors, fiduciary duties of directors, conflicts of interest, confidentiality, and more. So hope to see you there. And
what time was that at, Nicole?
9:30 to about noon. He'll be able to answer lots of questions, and I should send that out to the Society's mail list actually too.
And if you can just speak closer to the mic, that would be great. Thanks.
Okay, sorry. I hate public speaking. And then let's see. Yeah, maybe one other thing I'll update for work that Nest has been doing. We recently received a 3-year grant through NSERC Promo Science, which is an initiative to connect youth with hands-on science-based learning opportunities. So this is building on past work we've been doing maybe over the last 3 or 4 years with Royal Roads University, as well as many local nonprofit organizations, science and conservation stewardship initiatives, as well as individuals. So the goal is to connect youth and teachers with hands-on coastal and marine science and technology opportunities with guidance from researchers and traditional knowledge keepers to inspire curiosity and expose youth to a variety of science and career options. And if anyone is interested in learning more, please connect with me and I'd be happy to share. I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's it for my update. Any questions?
Any questions from councillors?
I've got one.
Councillor Hoare?
The NSERC grant, is that like to fund a certain number of high school students or to fund programs, or I'm just curious kind of how it works.
Yeah, for sure. It is a three-pillared program that I built out. So one is Youth Science Days. So if you were here in 2019 for the Ocean Fair, there was in Tofino, and then the Coast Guard vessel came to the Euclid Aquarium dock, and the aquarium was open. So that type of community base, open to anyone to come with their families or friends to experience things. Curriculum development. So we currently have a science and conservation in the Clayoquot Biosphere Region story map collection. So this was we had to pivot during COVID to develop some online resources, and in response to some inquiries from teachers within SD70 to have more local resources. So building out the story map collection with our partnering organizations and maybe developing some curriculum around that. And then, immersive field experiences. So we're launching that over the next 3 years. So Thursday, for example, partnering with Redfish, we're going to take one of the classes up to the Tranquil River to go check out the rotary screw trap there. So that type of like hands-on with experts in the field opportunities.
Very cool and exciting.
Yeah, super fun.
Anything from you, Councillor Mafty? Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh, Joey has to. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. I just wanted to share briefly our own experiences at the Rain Coast Education Society. We had the really good fortune and the privilege to partner on some story map projects, and I'm hoping to connect with you, Nicole, in the near future to discuss any potential future opportunities. But I think it's a great program, great opportunity, and CBT has just done some fantastic work to translate that funding into sort of data products and educational resources that I think benefit the whole community. Certainly in my experience firsthand, I've seen the benefit that they have. So congrats, and looking forward to see what the next couple years bring.
Thanks, Councillor Mafty.
Thanks, Mark.
Anyone else with questions? No? Okay, well, that's great. Thank you very much for your presentation, Nicole.
Thank you.
Next up, our next community group is Pacific Rim Art Society. And I believe Kelly Deacon is going to present on behalf of them.
Oh, sounds so horrible when it does that.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. First, I'd like to thank the district for the recent funding for a cultural heritage festival. That's going to be very helpful. We're excited about partnering with Thornton Creek Hatchery this year. I'm just going to do a quick through what we've done so far. So January, we did Missoula Children's Theater, which last year or this past year was in Tofino. We go back and forth between communities, so this year coming up will be in Ucluelet. We had 64 children participate, so that's a really great number of kids that came out for that. We did the first round of the Battle of the Bands with the Army and Navy, and as always, that's very successful. In February, we had the life drawing class at the Orange Star Gallery, and then the finale for the Battle of the Bands, and we had 3 winners there, and all 3 of the winners will be playing at the outdoor concert in Tofino for the summer festival. We completed, excuse me, I don't like public speaking. We completed our first phase of our UQuat project, which is a project that we partnered with UQuat to had one of the artists carve a bentwood box that is made into a pinhole camera. So that pinhole camera is now finished, and Miles Morrison, who is our president, will be joining Ron Smid, who is a photographer, and be taking that pinhole camera to UQuat to do some filming over there to capture some of their history. That's supposed to happen in the next couple of months, that part of it. In March, we had Art Splash, which is always successful. The Black Rock has hosted us for 12 years now. We had 165 pieces of art, 81 artists from ages 10 to 85 participate this year. We did a test run of workshops at the Orange Door Gallery in March, and out of the 10 workshops, 9 of them were completely sold out and successful, and 1 was canceled due to lack of participation. So overall, they were successful. April and May, we have a members collective show at the Orange Door Gallery, and We usually change the gallery show every month, but this time we decided to go 2 months just because of the amount of work it takes to get all the artwork up and give the artists a little more opportunity for their work to show. On May 11th, this Saturday coming up, we are hosting a volunteer expo here at the UCC in Activities Room 1 and 2. We've invited all the nonprofits on the West Coast to participate. So if somebody hasn't answered yet and still wants to participate, we'll be happy to have you. The idea is for everybody to set up a table with some information about what their organization does and have sign-up sheets so people can sign up to volunteer for the organizations. On May 25th, we are hosting a red carpet gala here at the UCC. This is a fundraiser in collaboration with the Ucluelet Volunteer Fire Department. So we're going to be fundraising for the Art Society and the Ucluelet Fire Department at that fundraiser. Tickets are on sale, and we do have tickets to sell still, so if somebody wants to come, that would be great. Purchase your tickets now. You can get them on Eventbrite. In June, we're hosting a joint show with Peggy Arnett and Shannon McQuinney. It's called Moments. That will be at the Orange Door Gallery for 1 month. The opening reception is January 1st from 1 till 3 p.m. On June 8th is Ocean Day, and we are doing a salvaged art project, which we are doing an outdoor event on Ocean Day outside the gallery. This is in partnership with the Ocean Legacy Foundation, the Ucluelet Plastic Depot, Tofino Arts Council, Pete Clarkson, and the Howsett School, I believe, has a group of youth who are also doing a project that will be participating in that event. So during that day, all those pieces of art that are created out of marine debris will be shown there, along with some speakers and some music, some food. And then those pieces of marine debris art will be hosted by various entities here in Ucluelet and in Tofino. At the end of June, we do a volunteer membership appreciation day. We do this twice a year, so one will be at the end of June, one will be at the end of December. In July, we have the Summer Festival coming up. That starts June 30th to July 14th. We've got outdoor concerts. We've got Victoria Ballet coming. As mentioned, the Battle of the Bands winners will be playing at the outdoor concert in Tofino. Also in July, Yuki Days, so we'll be participating in the parade as well as having a booth down at the grounds where we're going to do a program called Art Attack, which will give lots of people an opportunity to just get up and do a timed painting. It's about 20 minutes, I think, for a time painting. Just a fun event to get people involved and see what they can create. August, we have a members show at the gallery. September is the Cultural Heritage Festival, which we're doing with the Hatchery this year. And that's as far as our calendar goes so far. So
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
yeah, so there's a poster for the gala, and there's a poster for the volunteer expo. So if anybody here hasn't signed up and would like to, you're welcome to the poster.
And are they on display here at the community center?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Any questions for Kelly? Councillor Anderson?
Through the mayor, what's I can't remember, what was the date for the red carpet gala again?
May 25th.
May 25th coming up. That Art Splash was awesome. I was just wondering, what was the prize? Wasn't there a prize for the Art Splash at Black Rock? Was there?
No, we do a People's Choice, which means that anybody who visits can pick their favorite piece of art and vote for it.
Right.
And so the favorite piece of art that gets voted becomes our poster design for next year's show. And
Right.
Alicia LaRue's Kingfisher won.
Okay.
And her Kingfisher was made out of complete debris. Every piece on that was garbage she basically had picked up off the ground.
Right.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
Well, thank
very
you.
well done. Yeah.
There was a raffle too for a piece of art that you created, I believe.
Oh, that raffle was actually not for Art Splash, but for raising money for Missoula Children's Theater.
Right.
And that was won by a local person, and we managed to raise $700 on that.
Oh, that's great. I knew I didn't win, but I was happy to buy a ticket. And Art Splash was fantastic. I think it was the largest art show I've seen since Art Splash started,
Yeah, and we've been so grateful to BlackRock for hosting us.
for sure.
Yeah.
Any questions for Kelly?
We're good?
I think we're good. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for your presentation. Next up is the Pacific Rim Rotary Club. Jeff Anderson, welcome.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Jeff Anderson, the incoming president of the Pacific Rim Rotary Club this year. I'd just like to take a minute to explain Rotary in my kind of overall view of it. For me, it's a way to make positive contributions in our community and around the world. Rotary in a whole encourages helping communities in various capacities, from school programs, assisting those in need, creating and supporting community events, and making a positive impact where possible. On a larger international scale, Rotary provides clean water, housing, disaster relief, vaccinations, and those are just a few of the channels that Rotary provides worldwide. It makes me proud to be part of this organization. We appreciate the use of the community center each year. We've been hosting Pumpkins of the Mist. I believe it's our second year in the community center and third year overall. We continue to grow the event and get more and more turnout. It's been just great to see all the kids and all the new businesses joining. It's been a lot of fun. And thank you for the land use for the disc golf course. It's been a little bit more work than anticipated. But it's been a lot of fun, and we've had some great volunteer community support with it. We have a number of businesses. I meant to write them all down and thank them here, but we are going to do a whole bunch of posts. We're just getting everything in order for whole sponsorships. It's been a really great, successful year getting that course ready to go, and we are excited to announce we'll be doing a soft opening on June 29th from 11 till 3, and everyone's invited. We'll be selling the discs there if you don't have one already. They are for sale at the brewery and West Coast Connect if anybody would like to pick one up before then, but we'll have them for sale at the event. We're going to have a learn to throw, the basic rules of disc golf, and be given instruction on all kinds of the sports. So if you've never played, that's a perfect spot to come out and play. I know Abby's going to be there, and we're still trying to get her out on the course to see where we're at. So that's been a lot of fun. We're going to have a barbecue and live music, and working with the ANAF to raise some money for the ramp. I don't know last time anyone's walked up that ramp, but we've got to get a new ramp on there. So that's one of our major projects right now. Through the soft opening, we'll be raising money with them, so we'll be working with them on that. Excited for that. Currently, we're finishing clearing the last of the debris. We're at the stages now where we'll be installing the permanent baskets and the signage and the tee boxes and building some benches, and I truly believe it's going to be a world-class disc golf course. We've had so many compliments on it, and feedback has just been so great, so we're really excited to see the whole thing finish up. We'll be continuing to provide the barbecue at the Dustin Riley Soapbox Derby. We had a great turnout of the Chowder Chowdown during the Whale Festival this year again, so we look forward to doing that. And I believe there was a few of us out helping with the Christmas hampers again last year. And thank you, Chris, for all your work on that. That's always such a special event. So, yeah, yeah, we're just so excited. I know. and yeah, so helping the community. Looking forward to partnering with any other societies that we can throughout the year. And July is the start of a new Rotary year, and we are welcoming new members. So if anyone's interested, come to one of our events, check us out, and ask some questions. We're happy to answer anything that you have. Yeah, that's my report.
Great. Thanks, Jeff. It's always good to hear what Rotary's up to. I bought my disc, my golf disc for Christmas for myself.
Oh,
so
perfect.
I'll try and be there to learn what to do with it exactly.
Good.
And yeah, and Pumpkins in the Mist it's just been a fabulous event every year. It just seems to get better and better. Any questions for Jeff? Nope. Do you want to go up to the mic and mention that? Because people on Zoom won't hear you. Yeah.
Well, Jeff did mention it, that we won the Beacon of Warmth Award, which means that our Rotary Club is very welcoming to the community and visitors.
So recently, Kelly Deacon was at the 50/20 Rotary District Conference, and the Pacific Rim Rotary Club was awarded the Beacon of Warmth Award. And
Which means we're very welcoming to the community and to visitors who reach out to the Rotary.
which means we're very welcoming to visitors when they come to the Rotary Club and part of the community. And I apologize, I haven't spoke to Kelly since she's been back from that. I know we won the award, but I wasn't sure what it was or anything else. So we're going to talk about it after this at our board meeting. She's one up me when we're here.
No problem. That's great. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Councillor Anderson?
Oh, I was just going to say congratulations on your upcoming position. I guess it's president of,
Yeah, really exciting. It's my second round, and on the first round, the disc golf was the idea, and then we worked with Abby mostly on and council. We did delegations and reports, and yeah, so 4 years later, stepping back in there to kind of do a complete circle and finish it off is pretty exciting. Plus all the other things that all the presidents in the club have created along the way. It's it feels pretty good.
terrific.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
Great, and thank you for stepping up to do the Chowder Chowdown. That's great that your group has done that, and hopefully will continue to do that.
Yeah, it's in the plan, so. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Our next community group is Ucluelet and Area Child Care Society.
Good. Hi, yeah, Natasha, our child care director, was supposed to be here today, but she wasn't able to. My name is Mary Ruff. I'm co-chair of the board of directors for the Ucluelet and Area Child Care Society. Thank you so much for having us here today. And first, I'll start, of course, by thanking you for the grant and aid for our rent here at the facility, the community center. And so, in case you didn't know, May 2024 is Child Care Month in BC. So we are celebrating childcare, and we are really glad to celebrate the important role of childcare in our community, and just want to make sure to celebrate the critical service that we're providing to the economy and the well-being of the community. And so on that note, too, May 10th is Child Care Provider Appreciation Day. So I hope everyone can take some time to extend appreciation to our amazing staff that is so hardworking and has done so much in the last few months to weather changes and just many great things that they've been doing. And we are just beyond grateful for all the amazing staff who are passionate and dedicated professionals. We are also very grateful to the support of the province of BC because they provide us with so much support financially for both us as a society and parents of this community. So our society participates in several provincial funding programs: Child Care Operating Fund, Child Care Fee Reduction Initiative, and the Early Childhood Educator Wage Enhancement, combined to provide a mix of funding sources beyond parent fees. So it's a lot of support that the province of BC is giving to childcare these days, and we are all so grateful for that. So yeah, of course, our big news, I hope everybody knows, March 11th was the first day of finally Little Beans Infant Toddler Childcare Daycare Infant Toddler Center is what it's called, opened its doors. It's been a long time coming. And the new facility, in partnership with the co-op who owns the building, it's licensed for 12 children under 3. So we are currently operating with 8 children there to start, and lots of little cuties running around in downtown Ucluelet now. They have been all over town too. Like, they love going down to the park at the Village Green. They're really loving the new park. They've been going to the aquarium every Friday, and I think the other kids are going to the aquarium regularly too. So it's a fun location for them to be going downtown, getting around town. I think though we do have plans. Hopefully in July we'll be able to get up to the full capacity of 12 children with another staff member coming aboard, hopefully. I think it will be harder for them to get out and about around town when they have 12 little ones. So we are currently doing a big fundraising push, because I don't know if you guys have been by there, but the backyard is pretty sad. And so that's why they have been going around town so much. They're getting out and about, but we really want to make that a great place for them to play. So we do have a GoFundMe that's up right now. We're raising funds. We need a storage shed. We want to get some grass or sod on the ground there, or turf, and looking for lots of different equipment there. So that's a big project we're working on now, and focusing on raising funds to get some great equipment for the kids to play with. And we are holding a grand opening celebration on May 17th. Hope you guys can all join us. I kind of realized it's the Friday before the long weekend, but it's at 4:30 on May 17th. Josie Osborne will be there with us to celebrate, and we're just going to show everybody around and celebrate with our co-op partners as well. So hopefully we'll see you all there. Again, we're grateful for the District of Ucluelet Grant and Aid to cover the costs of the rent of our facility here in the community center. We depend on that support to continue to operate. And we have been able to run at full capacity at our DOU facility since March. We've had 24 children enrolled in the group daycare and 8 in the multi-age program. So it's a busy place over there for sure. I would like to say, though, that we would greatly appreciate the opportunity to one day establish a longer-term agreement for the grant and aid, as this would enable us to do more long-term strategic planning around increasing our capacity as a society, which is clearly a necessity, as here comes the number. Our current wait list is sitting at 51 kids. So it's kind of hard, because it's like, yay, we got 12 new spots. Okay, well, still have 51 waiting. So it's just kind of a drop in the bucket, and we see the need for more childcare spots, and we're doing what we can to work on it. It's really hard, but we're making steps forwards. We do plan to run the out-of-school care program out of the community center this summer, working on getting that staffing figured out. Also looking at, again, running the out-of-school care program next fall, because it looks like the school district will not be running it next fall. What else? As always, seeking qualified ECEs and ECEs with infant toddler certificates. And yeah, I think that's all. So just hope we can see you guys on the 17th, and we are raising funds. And businesses, individuals, and organizations who would like to support our vital community services through donations or sponsorship are encouraged to reach out to start a conversation.
Great. Thank you, Mary, for the update.
Yeah, any questions?
I'll be there for the grand opening. Will there be a ribbon to cut?
Yeah, well, we were planning a little, they're working on something and we're trying to get the kids involved with that. I think the kids are going to be cutting the ribbon. But,
Oh, fun. Great.
you can help them too. It'll be a group effort.
Sure. And just a quick question. You've got 24 kids now at this facility.
Yeah, 24 plus 8. There's two
plus
programs running there.
8.
So it's 20. The group daycare is 24, and then the multi-age program is the smaller room, and there's 8 children in there.
So what is the capacity for that?
That's the
room?
full capacity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
that's-
having 51 on the wait list that's just going to be forever.
Well, there are a lot of kids going to basically the next shuffle is September. There are a lot of kids going to school in September. I think there's quite a big number, like 16 or something. It's quite a lot, so there will be a shuffle for sure in September.
Right.
But there's gonna be more little ones. People are, like as soon as they're pregnant, getting on the list because that's what you have to do. Yeah.
Yeah, there's baby buggies all over town.
Yeah, for sure.
Any questions for Mary? Councillor Anderson?
I think, yeah, we're one of those people with the buggies.
Yeah.
So we know what it's like. I was just wondering, what's the for your GoFundMe? What are you asking for that? What's the limit, and how far are you along?
I think we're at about $2,000 right now. Our goal is $20,000. And yeah, actually we're making a presentation as well on this coming Friday to the West Coast Sustainable Tourism Association, I believe it's called. It's a new organization, mostly out of Tofino businesses, but we're going to go to their AGM on this coming Friday to ask them for some money as well.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah, because we need quite a bit of, like, we're looking for a big storage shed, and like a big tent, like similar to the tent we have here, and all like a lot of work to go into the ground grass and stuff on there. So it's like quite big costs for sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Mary. Okay, now's the opportunity for the Ucluelet Aquarium Society to present their update. Welcome, Laura.
Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Griffith Cochran. I'm the Executive Director of the Ucluelet Aquarium. Also, I just want to say thank you to Mary, because I'm one of the lucky people who gets to go to work because my kids are at the child care center. So the Ucluelet Aquarium, we had a very busy year last year. We crossed the 40,000 mark. So we had more than 40,000 visitors in a year. It's the first time we ever did that. Through the winter, we renovated our library, and we've been working on creating more of a community gathering space. In the past, we had planned the library more around events, and now we're thinking about it more as space for people to come and use it more on a day-to-day basis. And we're also thinking a lot about how we represent not just the biological community out here, but all of our local human communities as well. So there's some grants that we've applied for, and our plan is to make a pretty massive map across the whole back wall. And on that map, we're going to represent a lot of the work that other groups have been doing in the area, important things that people should be aware of when they come out to this space, and then some of the work that we've been doing as well, like with our Harbor Health Project. We've approached Wild Safe BC, Bob Hansen, and a few other people to see if they would do some presentations during the summer, so that when visitors come out, there'll be somebody there at the back that they can go and talk to about what constitutes attractants. Like, we use this kind of terminology that I think a lot of people in the community understand, but if you've spent your whole life living in Vancouver, you might be like, okay, I'm not going to leave peanut butter on the back of my truck, but toothpaste and shampoo, that's still, yeah, or garbage, all those kinds of things. So we're going to try and do a little bit more outreach that way. We will be doing our 3rd year of our harbor health study. And so for the past 2 years, we've been surveying all of the eelgrass beds of the Ucluelet Harbor. And this year we're focusing on water quality. So we'll be doing different water quality sampling, different sites throughout the harbor to see what kinds of things are in harbor water and, yeah, what's good, what's going on, all those kinds of fun things. We started story time, which was really fun. So thank you. Some of the funding for that project came from the district, and other groups. We have 23 weeks of funding where we provide an honorarium to anyone that would like to come and read a children's story. And if anyone would like to come and read a children's story, we're booked right now until mid-June, but then we're looking for volunteers. Don't jump all at once. Yeah.
I got
Mark,
a look from
signing you up
Councillor-
to read a shorebird story.
I got a look from Councillor Anderson, so you might have one sitting up here.
Awesome. So our goal was to create a space for parents to come in and their kids to be distracted, maybe just for 15 minutes. And for parents that if they want to walk around and start sharing stories or resources, anything, just another place for people to gather and for locals to have a space to go. My hope was that we would have maybe 10 people show up, just like there's only, it's under 2,000 people live in town. We had 47 people for our first one, so I'm really stoked. And then so many people that messaged us and they were like, oh, we couldn't make it, we'll be there for the next one. So we have to get more chairs. We have right now the high school. We're one of the sites for youth to come and do their work experience. We have 3 wonderful youth that are doing their work experience for graduation with us, and all of them we are planning on hire. Oh, 2 of them we're planning on hiring for the summer. The other one is going to be working with Rain Coast, but she's great. We did not get as much funding as we'd hoped for through the Canada Summer Jobs grant. We are hoping, in the past we used to get funding for 6 positions and we got funding for 3 for 8 weeks only. So that is definitely one of the big challenges that we're working around. It's not realistic for us to think that we're going to find housing for somebody for 8 weeks in the middle of the summer. And so we are grant writing and fundraising to pay for those 3 positions to extend them for 12 weeks or 12 or 14 weeks. And then we're looking for other sources of funding so that we can fund enough positions to offer one-on-one interpretation, which is really what we're proud to offer. We really think that that's what sets us apart as an aquarium, is telling the stories that the animals can't tell for themselves and providing really good animal care. It's taken us a lot of years to develop a really unique program in the aquarium, and that's what we want to keep doing. So yeah, that's what we're up to. Any questions?
Thanks, Laura. I know the Whale Festival appreciated the events that you
Yeah,
put on.
those are fun.
The beach seine.
Yep, we'll keep doing that. That's been going on since the mini aquarium days. So I think we're at like 16 years now. Yeah.
Since the mini aquarium?
Yeah, and this was the first year we couldn't seine because of herring.
Because of the herring spawn, that's right.
It was so cool. That was the most exciting reason to cancel a beach seine.
And you
ever.
still had like 100 people there.
Yeah. So we just pivoted and did lots of nerdy herring talks and talked about birds and invertebrate life, and it was really cool.
Perfect. And then you're partnering with the Wild Pacific Trail to do some stuff this summer?
Yes, this summer we're partnering with the Wild Pacific Trail Society and Redfish Restoration to do another year of the Salmon Trail. This is a program that we developed to offer almost like a peninsula to peninsula scavenger hunt for visitors. And so there are a number of stations beginning at the Tofino Market, going through the national park, on the Wild Pacific Trail, and then at the aquarium and at the Redfish building. And each station asks visitors to do an activity that represents something that they should know about salmon habitat and the salmon life cycle. And the idea is to get visitors connected to the harms that could take place from tourism, and so hopefully to mitigate some of that that harm and make for a more in tune traveler.
And how do you
It's a lot to
promote
go
the
on.
salmon trail?
Social media, posters, and word of mouth.
Great.
Yeah.
Any questions for Laura?
I just
Councillor
wanted to
Ashton?
jump in. I just wanted to jump in and thank you for your presentation, for all the work you do, and also commiserate and sympathize with the difficulty trying to subsidize positions through the Canada Summer Jobs Program. We can speak more one-on-one later, and I can share some details with you, but we actually switched to a different funding program because Canada Summer Jobs just wasn't viable for us. The timelines and the funding packages that would come through just made it completely impossible for us to continue to hire students through the program. And the only reason I'm mentioning that now is just to have it on the record. I know we often have an opportunity to briefly connect with Gord Johns at various conferences and stuff, and I think it's something important. I know he was a big proponent of the program, and he's been a huge mover and shaker and pusher to send funding our way, but the program, which is federally managed, just isn't working the way it should. And I have a few other suggestions that you might want to consider, but the other thing I wanted to highlight is just how much of a challenge the housing is, and I suspect that your experiences have been similar to ours and other nonprofits. We've had loads of qualified candidates who have been thrilled to be offered a job and ultimately say I can't accept. I can't figure out how to make it work to come to Ucluelet, but I think it's really encouraging to hear that you guys are exploring different ways of doing that, and I'd love to get more information from you and see what we can learn from each other, because I think we're facing a lot of very similar challenges.
It's brutal. I calculated just before I went on mat leave, when I was putting together a package for the woman that was taking over for me, that I put in almost 100 hours the year before between trying to find, like, emailing people, looking at different places, filling out forms, doing end of season inspections, and then cleaning, and it, like that, just like looking at the rate of pay and the amount of time, that's so much money that I would much rather be putting into, eelgrass beds and fish protection, and that's it. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you two commiserate together after after the meeting. I had one quick question for you. For your library, do you take donations of books?
It depends. We don't have a very large space, and that's been intentional. I found when we had a lot of books, a lot of them were getting destroyed because we couldn't keep track of them as much as I wanted to, just because there's only usually about 6 or 7 of us on each day. So if there's a specific book that you would like to donate, then probably. But if you have a whole bunch of books that you want to give, then we probably would say no, or we would ask if you wanted to donate to our box of used books in the retail area that we've been selling as a fundraiser.
Oh, that's a good idea too.
Yeah.
Okay. Great to know that.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Laura? Councillor Anderson?
Oh, maybe if there's a kelp book that I could read to the kids. Or just
Yes.
a bit of a random thing to say there, but we're big on kelp, so yeah, I would definitely
Yep.
do that. And I was just, it's great. We have a family pass, and we go down all the time, and
Nice.
I was just gonna pass along. Last time I was there, it was pretty funny. There was a family from Florida, I think, and then they saw the octopus, but it was like the skate egg sack, like the mermaid's purse, I think there. And this kid just lost his mind. Like, it was absolutely
awesome.
wild. So it was really cool to see that.
Nice.
Anyway, so thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
That's great. Thanks, Laura. Now, the next community group is Food Bank on the Edge. Welcome, Chris.
I know. Yeah, of course. I gotta go fix dinner. It's okay. I'll do it like this. I'll wing it. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for this opportunity to share our updates, which are basically now focused on our new building. I sent out the third payment a week ago yesterday. And so that leaves a balance that will be due on when our building gets shipped. So after our last hurdle that we completed, I know the lawyers have been kind of tweaking things, going back and forth. I've signed something twice, but we have to go back and sign again on Thursday. Mako has outlined basically a 10 to 12 week timeline. So a few weeks of paperwork, and then getting into actually start looking at the plot of land for us, and then the actual infrastructure being developed. So that's our goal now. We have started, I know Mako's lined up a lot of services for us through his multiple connections, which is great. We also have, for our infrastructure, we have a community fundraising, which everybody's doing fundraising. At the co-op, there's a gauge. So our goal number is at $150,000. And just today, we had a lovely donation come into the food bank from Water's Edge. And then Merry Christmas gave us another donation. So our running total right now that I'm waiting for at least to paint is at $48,700. So I'm very happy about that. So I'm hoping that over the next month or so, we might make a few in-person times to sit and welcome people and just kind of point out there's a QR code at every till for the food bank on the edge, or we make donating very easy, very quick. So I hope to spend some time with my volunteers and make some in-person appeals to everybody. And that's all I was going to say. See?
I timed that. It was under 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't know who you are.
Okay. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Chris from council?
Nope.
No, I think you're good to go.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. The next community group is Seaview Seniors Housing Society, and I believe Patricia was going to try to attend by Zoom.
Can you hear me? I've raised my hand.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. I'm in Revelstoke, so I can't be there in person, and I am filling in because the person who was going to speak cannot. So thank you for allowing me to speak, and thank you for all the support you have given us. Thank you for the support you have given. Something just came up on the screen. And we look forward to continued collaboration in our efforts to support our seniors. As you know, our basic mission is to oversee the operation of Forest Glen. However, we know that we only have 10 seniors in Forest Glen, and there are many seniors in the community.
Did we lose her?
Muted again. I'm sorry. I'm unmuted again. How far back?
Perfect. Thank you.
I don't know how far back I have to go to when I was unmuted. Anyway, basically, I'll repeat that our major mission is to oversee the operation of Forest Glen. However, we know that we only have 10 seniors in Forest Glen, and we are interested in the welfare and well-being of all the seniors in the community. And so the district has been very helpful in supporting us with grants for our luncheons, and these are beginning again and being very successful. You had 3 successful ones, and you may well remember the one with the seniors advocate that was well attended and has led to some other networking possibilities, which is what we're really struggling hard to find a way to share communication with everyone who has any dealings with seniors, so that we can help support each other and not leave gaps in services. So that's how we would really appreciate the district and anyone else in the community who does work with seniors to get together and communicate with each other, so that we know that our seniors are not falling through the cracks. And so basically, we haven't used a lot of your money yet, because our first luncheon was basically covered by donations that we had from the co-op and Better at Home, and then some of the attendees. And the next one, but the Seniors Advocate, was paid for by the Seniors Advocate's office. In April, we used probably around $300, and we are planning for May, but we haven't quite found somebody to cook for us yet. So stay tuned. And that's basically about all I have to say today. If you have any questions.
Great. Thank you, Patricia. You and I had that discussion at the April lunch about how to communicate with all the seniors in town. And it is a bit of a challenge. Like, how do we know we're not missing some seniors that don't even know that there are lunches that they could attend? So I don't know what the answer to that problem is, but maybe staff will come up with some suggestions.
And we are working on building our list as well. So if we can share our mailing list with you, or with any organization that's interested in providing services to seniors, we'd be quite happy to share our list, and hopefully others will share theirs.
Great. And you actually arrange people to carpool to the lunch as well, don't you?
We do that, yes. We do. And through Better at Home, we also can provide rides for people to not just to our luncheon, but to other places as well. But we've also had difficulty getting the public to understand what's offered through Better at Home. So this is one of our aims is to find the other agencies that do provide services for the seniors, and then communicate together so that we can spread the word more widely.
Exactly. And I did send you some information from Island Health not too long ago about the service that they now provide for non-emergency medical appointments.
Yes, and we shared that, and I clarified some things that were misleading, and I called and clarified, and yes, you don't have to apply for a subsidy. It's basically free. So I clarified that, and we are sending that out in our next newsletter, so that people they know that the simplest thing to do is just call that number. The website gets to be a bit like most websites. And so the safest and quickest way is just to call the number that's on the poster.
Great. Yes, I think Marcy DeWitt created that poster for that reason, to just help Island Health communicate a little bit better with the public.
Yes. And she also gave me the name of another organization that had kind of, I thought had folded but hadn't. So I am invited to their Zoom meeting tomorrow. So it's another organization that covers coastal health, but it's not part of Island Health. It's I think Marcia works with that group, and she's given me a contact, so I'll be attending their Zoom meeting. So we're gradually finding ways to network together.
Great. Is that the Alberni Clayoquot Health Network? Was that the one?
Yes, but it's by I think Faye Misser or Mitter. I don't have the name. It's under, they work with the Alberni Clayoquot Health. but it's a different group that basically they have a website that also lists all the agencies that work with seniors and provide not just seniors but provide services, because on their website they list things like the Child Care Society and Forest Glen and seniors and others. But they also are looking at senior services.
That's Coastal Family Coalition, I think.
Yes. That's it. Yes.
Great. Well, it sounds like you're making some headway, so keep up the good work. Any questions for Patricia from Council? Okay, Councillor Anderson.
No, hi, Ms. Siebert. Yeah, that was great when you brought Isabel McKenzie out to be the seniors advocate, which was nice. And I got to sit in with a meeting afterwards with Island Health, and we had a chat about what's going on there. And it was interesting. We talked about long-term care and assisted living and potential partnerships with BC Housing as well to get people out here to help in that. So the wheels are definitely spinning for that, and I think we're working on setting up a meeting with the minister involved with Minister of Health to talk about aging in place in town here. So we'll keep you posted on that as well. But thank you.
Oh well, please do. Yes, and I'm excited to hear even not just seniors, but I'm always excited to hear how so many agencies in town are finding each other and working together. Things like the Nest and Raincoast Education and and the groups that work with the aquarium. It's exciting to find that we're not sort of sitting off in our own little silos doing things, but we're working together. That's always exciting.
Yeah, I think Isabel really kicked that one off when she said how the disparity between the funding that goes to seniors in city centers versus a rural situation. And we decided that we won't put up with that. So. But anyway, thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Patricia, for your presentation. All right, the next community group is the Ucluelet and Area Historical Society. And we have Claudia Cole here to give a brief update.
Oh, okay. Is that all right now?
Yeah, and just talk straight into the mic.
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting to speak, so I'm just gathering some memories of what we've been doing lately. We're carrying on with everything we've done all along, but we've expanded some of those things, like the presentations are 4 per year now, and they're usually done in cooperation with some other organizations, dates such as PRAS. Will be involved with their fish hatchery, and we will be doing fish hatchery history in the fall. We always try to cooperate with Heritage BC, which is in February, and have a presentation then. And there's our AGM. We try to get somebody in to speak on some other topic from outside. We had the man who just wrote a book about the Maquina that was so important to our town, and he came and spoke. We've expanded the harbor tours a little this year. If we get more funding, we'll expand them even more. But at this point, we know we have, by volunteer tour guides, we'll be doing a single tour, including the white settlers, the Japanese Canadian settlers, and the First Nations. I've talked a little to Kerry Cunnyworth of the Department of Culture and Heritage, and he said that he would be happy to provide them, if it's possible, the 2 women from his department who know the language to do their part of the tour, as they did last year. We've just lost Bob Mundy, who did one of the tours last year, but the young women in the Department of Culture and Heritage, he's their uncle, and they have been training with him and with other language teachers, actually putting in as part of their work time. They've been learning the language and they were really good on the tours last year when they made it seem so more real and alive when they're standing there discussing place names and uses of the land as we pass those. We were just doing Japanese last year, but they were included in the tour. And they could say, oh, and my grandmother said, and they're standing there beaming, talking about their own lives, not just a bunch of stuff rattled off by a white person. It's just so more appropriate for them to be doing it. So we're hoping they will be able to do, one of them will be able to be a co-guide on every one of the tours. And our own volunteers are going to do the history tours on the combined white and Japanese settlers. So that will be a bit longer tour to have room for it all, and also we'll hit a couple of different spots than last year. And we had 3 last year in the pilot project, and we're pretty well guaranteed 7 this year. And if we get any more funding, we've got a small grant from Clayoquot, the regional district. And our other ordinary things that we do is we continue to provide an query answering service for anybody who calls us or writes to us on anything to do with history here. What we can't answer from our own collection and knowledge, we send out to other people that we know might know more. And we've had some amazing donations, including something the BC Archives doesn't even have. There's a famous picture called the Wedding Canoe. It shows a wedding party from amongst the first family settled here. And they're in a canoe, a huge canoe, being paddled by, I think there's 7 First Nations Hitatsu people. And 2 men are sitting in that canoe, one of whom we know is a chief. And they are both just sitting there, not paddling. So they're there as representatives of their community. And the donors are direct descendants of Dr. McLean, who was the first doctor here, sent by the government to serve the Hitatsu Reserve, as it was then. And he and his son were doctors, and the son's album of pictures has been turned over to us for copying at high resolution. And also the glass negatives have been copied at another library, so that we now have 6,400 dots per inch pictures. And Chief Johnny of the Hitatsu community is now in an 8x10. He's a little bit like this in the original picture, his head. And it's now possible to put him as a portrait on the wall at the First Nations Community Center. So this was a big thing for us, and the donor was thrilled to hear that those people can be identified by the First Nations too. So we're working on collaboration between all groups. And you know about the application for the Japanese Canadian History Pavilion. That's been going along well, and we're hoping for an announcement by the end of this month. I don't think I can think of anything else we're doing that's different than we always did, I guess. The what? Oh, remember, we've always done an exhibit of some kind at Yuki Days, and we're expanding that to have more artifacts brought out, because with more volunteers, which we hope to get from more recruitment, we are going to be able to bring out actual artifacts, because it's very difficult to do that. You can't leave them out there overnight. The photographs are all laminated reprints, huge ones like this. So they can stay out overnight, but it's a problem with a 2-day exhibit. You have to take everything home, and that means more people involved with packing it up and taking it away and putting it in a secure spot until the exhibit's over, and then until the DOU building opens on Monday. So somebody has to store it all that weekend because we can't get in there. And then instead of just a Remembrance Day exhibit, this year the ANAF has asked for a longer exhibit and to keep it up on the walls, and they want more information up. And they'd also like us to bring some things out for Remembrance Day. So we're going to have the opportunity to have more longer term exhibits. And we'll be looking for that from anybody. And if you know anybody who has a business, we'd be happy to provide a photo exhibit that somehow ties in with some interest of that business where people come in and out. We'd be happy to provide them with framed photographs and captions describing some issue. For instance, you know, if you've got a Chinese restaurant, we would give you a Japanese community exhibit. It's as close as we can come. So I guess that's it, Peter. Oh, the plant sale, the raffle. Oh, the raffle didn't earn as much because it wasn't originals. So we're going to start looking for originals, the prizes, because last year we made way more than we ever made before because it was original art. The plant sale is this Saturday. I don't know if you heard about the scandal last year with the George Fraser special plant that was supposedly and was known for 60 years as a certain thing, turns out not to be. And Dave McIntosh was horrified to hear this from his rhododendron contacts, and he went and gave an actual talk about the whole thing at the Nanaimo Rhododendron Society. So I hope you're not going to come back to us and say you scammed us, because it was an honest mistake. And it is still a George Fraser rhododendron. I'm not sure what we'll have on special this time. Then the other thing is the Christmas thing that we continue to make about the same amount of money every year at, is the Christmas bake sale. But it seems the writing is on the wall. People are not so happy to spend their time baking, to donate it, and they are not so eager to buy it. They come by the table saying, I've got to cut back in here. Here's $20. And they don't want to buy it. So we're looking for something else we can make that is, it has to be, for the craft sale, it has to be things you've made yourself. And we've been thinking about that kind of thing to add to the bake sale. I'm sure there'll always be some people willing to buy bake sales material. I guess that's all now, isn't it? You got any ideas?
What time is the plant sale on Saturday?
11 o'clock, and if you've got any to donate, you can get there from, is it 8:30 onward, I think? Yeah, it's on the posters. There's probably one out here in the hall. And I guess that is all now. Oh, yeah, UAC Hall, but it always has been. You know, these things go on the same for so long, you forget. Somebody might not know.
Okay, great. Thanks,
Thank
Claudia. Any questions for Claudia?
We've got a quick question.
Councillor Anderson.
Of all the photos, the historical photos that you have, how many are digitized that are available online on the Historical Society website?
They're not available online, but there are quite a few online in groupings according to some aspect of history. There are a few that are just sort of general mixed, but almost all the photos we have are digitized. And as new ones come in, although we do not have collections management software yet, so we're not keeping up with proper accessioning and cataloging, we do have the ability to, as a collection comes in, it is immediately digitized at a higher level so it can be reprinted at very large size. And that means all our things are now backed up on the well, it's OneDrive in the cloud. So it doesn't matter if we have a tsunami, everything will be lost except the photographs. So that's very important to us, that they be backed up, because they can be. We want them safe at all times.
Right. So that Dr. McLean, that collection that you just got from their ancestors, is that
they're all in the cloud, and the one is at the highest resolution. The ones in the album are not printed at that great a size, so they're not as good. They're mostly family people, things like the missionaries' family. You might have heard of Swartout. It was drowned here back in 1901 or something. There's people like that. Everybody who was around here in about 1910 that this is when the McLeans were here.
Excellent, thank you.
And it's interesting to note that there is a scandal in the historical society world.
I'm pretty sure Courtney and I were battling over who was going to get that rhododendron last year, and she won. Somehow I feel I'm going to have some fun with it because I don't know if she knows about the scandal.
I think we put it in our newsletter.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she's read it, so we'll have a chat. But I always chat rhodos with Dave, and it's always exciting to go to the plant sale. I'm usually chomping at the bit at the front door, so.
Yes, definitely. Okay, that's great. Next up is the Wild Pacific Trail Society. Do we have Barb Schramm on Zoom?
Miss Schramm, if you want to unmute.
I thought I clicked that.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Yes, well, thank you for listening. The Trail Society is extremely busy, both on the educational and trail improvement side of things. For education, we had a great kickoff of our 11th year of programming at Whalefest. We saw hundreds of people over 4 days, and it was a great startup. For the season ahead, we're fully staffed with a returning naturalist, Josh, and a new naturalist, Lori. And we're planning to expand the number of hours of programming, both in guided walks and at our Discovery Tent, where at the Lighthouse, where we host partners to cover nearly every day of the summer, starting in June. And we're hoping that this summer we can get programming in the shiny new Amphitrite House, fingers triple crossed. Thanks for bringing this space into existence. It could be a game changer to allow us to expand programs into the rainy season. We shall see. A testament to how popular interpretive events are on the trail, Parks Canada is staffing our Discovery Tent every Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. the whole summer. So contact us if your community group has ideas for staffing the table. We still have openings, like the Historic Society, for example. We are also looking forward to hiring Silva Johansson again to do training of naturalists from all our partners who will be working on the trail, such as the Aquarium, Redfish, Raincoast Education Society, and so on. Contact us if you're interested in joining that training pool. The more the merrier. On the trail front, we've been enjoying working with district staff year-round on improving amenities on the trail, such as orientation maps and planning for various new sections of trail, which can take years to come into fruition. The most exciting project ahead is a series of interpretive signs at the Ancient Cedars Loop, written in partnership with Ucluelet First Nations. The centerpiece of this will be an audio box with Indigenous teachings, thanks to a CBT grant. And that's coming soon. So thanks for working with us so closely. We could not exist without your partnership. And we look forward to doing so much more in the future. How's that for time?
That's great, Barb. Thank you. Any questions for Barb?
Actually, a quick one, Barb. Do you have an approximate time for when that training will happen with Silva?
It's probably going to be June.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, she's been reaching out to groups. I know it's always you're sort of chasing your own tail, trying to get staff trained before they can be hired, right? So it's a little difficult timing wise, but it's really important that people have a good, solid training.
Great. I think that's it. Thank you for your update, Barb.
Thank you.
Here you want.
And last but not least, we have an update from the West Coast Multiplex Society. Welcome, Carrie.
Hello, Mayor and Council, and fellow societies. It's always good to hear everyone's updates. I would like to first acknowledge the territories of Hauset, Hashquit, Kaloquit, Toquat, and Ukulosast in the spirit of truth, healing, and reconciliation. I'm Carrie Ho, the treasurer for West Coast Multiplex Society. We are a group of dedicated West Coast locals and all volunteers that over the past 2 decades have worked tirelessly to bring a multiplex facility to the West Coast. We recently had our AGM in March, and we currently have 11 board members, including Kiki Laslet, Clint Mack, Sean Mills, Julia Tass, and myself in Ucluelet.
Can you speak right into the mic, please?
Yes. And as you can see on the screen, we have just completed the first phase of the schematic design, and it's been very exciting, and we posted some renderings on our website. Our goal is to have a uniquely West Coast feel to the facility where it's seamlessly incorporated into the natural environment. The facility will have a modest lobby area for people to gather in the middle between the rink and the pool. And it'll be all glass inside so families can see into the rink and the pool while the kids are playing on either side. The pool is a fresh air concept, so the roof slopes all the way down. If you can scroll down, I think it's the next picture. Oh, it's all the inside pictures. I guess there's not may not be an outside pictures. So on the outside, the roof slopes all the way down on one side. And there are tall glasses on both ends, so people in the pool can see the outside from being in the pool and feel like that they're part of nature. So essentially, the pool is not completely enclosed. There will be a little bit of a gap so that there is fresh air flowing through, which eliminate the need for a dehumidifier and the potential for any mold issue. The current design includes a steam room, a sauna, a hot tub, and a cold plunge to highlight the wellness aspect of the facility. And if you scroll down a little bit, I think there's up. Sorry, this is very new, so I'm still trying to orient myself. So there's the sort of the plan with the rink on the right side and the pool on the left side. And the pool is a one-tank design with 0 beach entry, a leisure pool, a 3-lane lap pool, and a lazy river, so it's accessible to everyone. The rink on the right, it's sunken into the ground to minimize the building envelope, which means it'll reduce the cost a little bit. It's a standard NHL size rink, so there's not much creativity we can have there. And both sides will have universal change rooms. And on the outside, there are parking areas scattered around the building amongst the tree to maximize the green space and the green feel to the building. And with the new transit services starting, it's exciting that will help bring a lot of people to the facility as well. And when the time comes, we'll be advocating to add a stop at the facility. So I want to pause there to see if anyone has any questions for the design of the facility.
Any questions so far? Oh, I think we're good.
Nice. Okay. So our next step is to continue working with Dialogue Design, VDA Architecture, Tango Management, TBB Strategic Council, Recreational Excellence, and BTY Intelligence to refine the current design and bring in structural, mechanical, and electrical engineers. We're also looking into ways to incorporate green or energy efficient strategies into the facility. The work done so far is funded by private donors and our annual golf tournament, and more on that later. Specifically, we have secured discrete donations totaling $160,000 so far, just into the project planning. The society has been around for 20 years, so we have raised over $1 million. But the 160 is actually part of the capital cost, which we're budgeting for about 50 million. 50. Although we're waiting for the government funding to open up later this year, we have been busy fundraising in the private sector for the design phase. So all the work that we've done and all the work that's going to finalize the design and into the construction phase. So we're getting the project into a shovel-ready and shovel-worthy project. So part of the work includes working with Cloquet to come up with a working title for the facility. Hishjaksaquith. I'm still practicing. Hishjaksaquith. So this literally means an indoor space for every purpose. The multiplex is not only going to provide numerous recreational activities to elevate the health and wellness aspect of the community members, it will also be a gathering space for different sports, cultural, and even tourism events, which in turn will generate economic revenue for the region and also provide year-round employment to local residents. So we feel that Hishjaksaquith perfectly reflects what we want to achieve with the project and look forward to continue working with Nuchano speakers to incorporate more language components as we move forward. So as mentioned earlier, as part of our fundraising efforts, we host a golf tournament every year at the Long Beach Golf Course, sponsored by many local businesses. With everyone's support, we were able to raise more funds each year. Last year, we raised over $43,000. And this year, the tournament will be on Saturday, September 21st. We welcome anyone to sponsor, donate, or come join us for a day of fun, and it's rain or shine. True West Coast event. And one of our ongoing funders has been Tofino Saltwater Classic, and they are hosting their own annual fundraising fishing derby on July 5th to July 6th. On the government side, we're fortunate to have both our provincial and federal elected representative, MLA Josie Osborne and MB Gord Johns from the West Coast. They're both very knowledgeable of the project and supportive of the project. And they're briefed on an ongoing basis to ensure the multiplex remains a top of mind priority. We also recently connected with Peter Frekaskatos, Parliament Secretary to the Minister of Housing, Infrastructure and Communities of Canada, and Lana Poppin, BC Minister of Tourism, Arts, Culture and Sports, and introduced them to the project. On the local side, we continue to engage with many community-based organizations and regional resources such as Island Health, School District 70, and even Parks Canada to add to the knowledge and insights that are informing the development of the multiplex facility as a vital resource for the entire West Coast region. So I want to end by reminding everyone the origins of the West Coast Multiplex Society. We were established over 20 years ago because there's a recognition that all 8 communities want the same thing, which is to increase health and wellness for its members through recreation. The growing needs of our children, youth, families, and seniors are becoming more complex, and the society with its volunteers are here to bring focused attention to the project and move it forward. So this is ultimately your project. If you have any feedback or input, please don't hesitate to reach out to any one of our board members. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. Any questions from council? Councillor Anderson?
I'm a question guy today. Just a quick one. To your knowledge, and this is I don't know much about like multiplexes. So, but when I see like other similar facilities like the one in Duncan, to your knowledge, is there any like ongoing operational grants that come from government as for like provincial and federal, like just for day-to-day operations? Like say it was built, so just moving forward after that.
Yeah, the big one is a gaming grant, which is a provincial grant. They provide a specific funding stream for sports and recreation. And we're also looking at private donors, the people that we've chatted so far. This is sort of a pipe dream, but we are hoping that once it's operational, we can get funding so that youth and seniors can access the facility for free. So cost is not an issue for people, especially the people that need it the most.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Carrie? No, it looks like you're forging ahead. I'm really really happy to see that.
Yes, I'm learning lots about construction.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, thank you for your update. That's great.
Thank you.
All right, are there any other representatives from local community groups present who did not make the agenda list but would like to present an update? Looking at Diane. Sure, scribbling is fine.
So I'm Diane McCreary, Secretary Treasurer of the Chamber of Commerce, and Josh would normally be here, but he's involved, I believe, at a meeting, CBT meeting in Tofino, and couldn't make it. So okay, he's involved in many meetings and collaborating with a lot of different groups. He's also working on our new website for the Chamber. The first part of it should be coming out very soon, so this is really exciting. Josh, as I say, is attending a CBT meeting today in Tofino. He's also attended Island Health Breakfast, BC Transit. He's very involved in, he's taking this position of his to move the chamber forward, and we're really excited in the things that he's doing. Yeah, I really have a bunch of scribbles, so I'm sorry, I'm not very organized. We do have a newly formed Economic Development Committee, which is very exciting. The general goals of this are to attract new businesses and investments, support local business expansion, enhance infrastructure, workforce development, encourage entrepreneurship, and increase fiscal resources. I haven't been to any of these meetings, but I believe there is one tomorrow, and I'm going just to educate myself in exactly what the committee is working on. Okay, the Chamber of Commerce is having a networking mixer tomorrow at 4 p.m. at CR Lawyers, R. Anderson. That's 1566 Peninsula, and everybody is welcome to attend and find out what we're doing. I'm personally really happy to hear about the opening of Little Beans, which this building was the chamber home for a long time, and it's close to my heart. And after several years, waiting for it, I'm really emotional about this. I'm so happy to see it finally coming to fruition. Okay. So any information you want about the chamber, Josh Jenkins is on the phone at 250-266-0255. No, it's not right. It's 266-5555. Got my own number mixed up in there. Okay. So Edge to Edge registrations are online. So if there's any local runners, get in there and register. That's basically my little scribbles. So, and I would like to thank the district for they provide the facilities here for our events, and so we appreciate that. Okay, if you have any questions, I might be able to answer them. If not, I'll have Josh call you.
Okay, any questions for Diane?
Do you have the date for the Edge to Edge?
Oh, yes, it's October the 20th, a little bit later this year.
That's great. I remember when it was in June for years and years.
I do too.
Because that was considered shoulder season back in the day.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's not like that anymore
No.
in June.
So I don't know. When they changed the date to October, I wasn't sure, but I know they've had it in heavy rain and it doesn't seem to stop the runners. So
that's right.
It's a great event, and we're very excited about it. So
Great.
Okay.
Any other questions? Nope. Okay. Thanks, Diane.
Yeah.
And are there any representatives on Zoom or telephone, Ms. Owen?
If anyone on Zoom or the telephone wish to speak, please raise your hand or *9 if you are calling in. There doesn't appear to be any at this time.
And did we receive any questions or are there any representation? Oh, I can't. No, skip that part. Okay. Are there any notices of motion? Seeing none, question period. This is an opportunity for the public to ask questions about matters within Council's jurisdiction. Representations about matters that have been the subject of a public hearing are not permitted at this time. Are there any questions from the audience? Oh, we're down to 3. Ms. Owen, are there any questions by Zoom or telephone?
Again, if anyone on Zoom wish to speak, please raise your hand. On telephone, please use *9. There doesn't appear to be any at this time.
And have we received any questions by email to communityinput@ucluelet.ca?
We have not at this time.
Okay, then could I have a motion to adjourn the May 7th, 2024 Committee of the Whole meeting at 5:36?
So moved.
Councillor Anderson, second. Councillor Hoare, all in favor? None opposed, that carries. Great meeting, everyone.
Where's Mark? Is he at the legislature?
Yeah. Thanks, Mark, for participating on Zoom.
Oh, thanks for having me. And sorry I wasn't there in person. It was a bit of a last minute rush trip, and I'm just glad I was able to Zoom in. I look forward to seeing you all in person soon.
Where are you right now? Is it that ornate woodwork behind you?
I can't really tell you. I'm kidding. It's a headboard on this crazy, very old school 4-poster bed in a place that I'm staying in. It's got all kinds of scenes from times gone by.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Well, have a good sleep there.
I think it might be haunted.
Good luck.
Good night.
Okay, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.